Ooh, I would have played some music, but y'all know you can't even play no music on YouTube because then you got to go back and edit the damn video. Hey YouTube. Ooh, hey YouTube, good evening. What's going on? What's going on? As I told you, it is a couple days later, but I'm back for the story time. I'm definitely back for the story time. Um, I had to like really, really wait before I came and spoke to you guys about this topic because it's just so crazy and it's a real sensitive subject because like I want to talk about it, but at the same time, like I kind of feel like, okay, are you wrong for talking about this? And I'm trying to figure out if I'm even wrong for talking about it because of the classes that I had. Okay. Um, hold on. Hey Scarlet Boo. Yes. Thanks for dropping in the chat. Um, I was just going to go ahead and do my little story time that I told y'all I was going to come with, but you guys, this has been really, really hard for me to actually do a story time about this because of the classes that I took. Hey, Purple Butterfly Boo, thanks for dropping down in the chat. Um, Let me try to just start from the top because I do want to. Okay, am I going to be a little bit messy? It might be slightly messy, but I don't think it's going to be messy because, I'm the cause of it. I just think that it's a messy situation. And actually, I'm happy I really didn't have too much to do with it. Like, as per the usual, with this person that I have been dealing with, I usually tend to find out things before I get too invested. Like, I usually get the news in the beginning. Okay, so let me just go ahead and start from the top. Okay, as some of you may already know, this was a person that I did date back a couple years ago. Okay, so I did date the pastor a couple years ago. I thought things were going good. I noticed a couple kinks in the relationship as far as, maturity, um, maturity, just basically growing in life. Okay. Um, it's just so difficult for me because I didn't really want to be too hard on him, but at the same time, it's like he seems kind of shady, you guys, and it's really, really hard for me to say. You remember that he seems kind. Hey, Myrtle Boo, he seems kind of shady. Now, let me just go ahead and just get it out. It's so hard for me to get it out, y'all. Y'all have no idea. The first time, you guys remember when we dated, and I told y'all that I went to church and basically came to the realization that he was dating another young lady. And I ended up finding that information out through a family member. I didn't like, I felt that we weren't in a place where we were in love with each other, but I definitely felt that we were dating. Like we did have the understanding that we were dating. So I did still feel betrayal, even though, like, I guess the pain factor really, really wasn't there because this is not a person that I, am in love with or was in love with, so to speak. We was just trying to like get to know each other and see, where it was gonna go, and it possibly could have went to good places. So as you guys already know, basically I ended up getting betrayed by that because it turns out, of course, the same things that he was telling the young lady is the same things that he was telling me. But it's just that I found her to be, I kind of knew something was going on back then because it was the way that she was getting up speaking, like she was like the first lady of the church. Okay, like she was getting up crying, honey, tears, snot everywhere, giving her testimony, singing, trying to sing. It was just everything. Like she just would make sure she put on the show. Okay. So then my family members ended up telling me why she's putting on this show every time we have service is because he had been telling her things. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let's move to the forward. After that whole situation, of course, you guys know I went ahead and went and mind my business, take care of my business, do the things that I have to do, right? So I done moved forward. I have, as I told you guys, I had helped start the church. Okay. One of the first two people that he had there, it was myself and another gentleman. Okay. What should we call him? Because he also comes into play with this story. Okay. I'm going to call the other gentleman that helped start the church Mr. E. Okay. That's what we'll call him. Um, and he's going to come into play a little bit later on. Y'all just bear with me. Just bear with me. Let me just work my way up till now. Okay, so as you guys know, during that whole time or whatever when we were dating, I was helping him start the church. He was really having a hard time. He had gotten fired from his previous job because him and the pastor at the other church basically was bumping heads. They could not get along. Okay. Also, at the other church, I'll just go ahead and say it too. It was very messy because he did have rumors going around, you guys. He did have several rumors going around, and those rumors were pertaining to his sexuality. The cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. Yes, the rumors were pertaining to his sexuality. Hey, it's all hi there, boo. Thanks for dropping down in the chat. Hey, Myrtle Snow, boo. Thanks for dropping down. Yes, there was rumors going around about it, and I didn't know if those because it didn't seem like to me that he was gay. Like I didn't like when we were on one-on-one, I didn't get that vibe from him. However, you don't know what people do, and I didn't know why he had so many rumors, but I decided not to like judge him like that. Because he didn't seem gay to me. Okay, hey Feeble. Now, I don't know why people, I guess, if I was going to be honest about it, I would say that maybe the wardrobe was a little bit much at times. Nevertheless, for whatever reason, it didn't bother me. Okay, so that's where it takes a turn up because for whatever reason, it didn't bother me that people felt that way about him. I didn't think that he was that way. Now, I'm dropping that out there, honey, because that's going to come back up later. Okay, so I went my own way after initially. Scarlett, honey, I can't say that for sure or whatever. Now, this is tea. This is real, real messy tea because when it comes down to certain people or whatever, rumors get started. And this person is very well known in the church community. Very well known in the church community. And people just had that question. Now, has there been any evidence? I can't say that there has been any evidence, but there has definitely been. I can't even really say that there's been any allegations. There hasn't been any evidence or allegations or any receipts behind it. Like nobody's jumped out and said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Me and such, we did A, B, and C, or there's nothing out. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna admit it. I feel that he could sometimes give the vibe. So that was very much confusing for me as well. Just dealing with that whole situation. But I just tried not to be as judgmental as I could have been. Okay. So long story. So let's go ahead and drop that out there too. So we got two pieces of tea. We got Mr. E. Okay. We got the alleged allegations. Okay. No receipts, but we got allegations. Okay. And we got me in the middle. I'm in the middle here and I'm saying, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is a great thing. He wants to start a church. This is something that, I could be a part of and I could be proud of. So I'm helping out. You know what I'm saying? We end up going our separate ways. But then next thing you know, he starts calling me again. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some water. He starts calling me again, you guys. Hold on. I just had to get some okay. So he starts calling me again. And texting just out of the blue, or are you coming to service? Hey, Cynthia Jones, boo, are you coming to service on Sunday? Services at 12:30, services at 1, services at 6. So I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, you know what? You do miss going to church. It has been a while since you've been. Go ahead and pull up or whatever. Go ahead and get your praise on. Go pull up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you like to do. So when I get there or whatever, I was, very amazed, even though it's a starter church. It's not like a big magnanimous place, you guys. It's a start off. It's a storefront. Let's just keep it real. Let's just put it all out there. It is a storefront, but this was supposed to be something that he was starting, a new endeavor. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get all the embarrassing tea out. Hold up. So it is a storefront. However, when I went inside, I like the colors. He had it decorated very, very nicely, set up nice, smelled good, clean in there. The first night that I went to service, the air conditioner wasn't working, but by the time I got back, that was all working and squared away. Okay. So I'm saying all of that to say, for me helping him start, which is like taking him around and helping him get furniture and, you know what I'm saying, getting in arguments because he's frustrated about this or that. We went from that to, okay, he's actually in a space, in a building, in a space. He actually had, you know what I'm saying, has an office, has all of the things that, I'm just gonna say, you got this space or whatever. And then also I seen members there beside myself. So beside myself and Mr. E was other people, ladies in the kitchen cooking. Just, you know, I was like very, very much proud to see what he had. What he had, he took, you know, lemons and made lemonade. I was very much impressed. So this is where it gets a little bit messy. Okay, now, as you guys know, I came on here and I told you guys that I was going to go into ministry. All right. And he asked me, the pastor, he asked me if it's something that I wanted to see, that if I wanted to do it. So I said, okay. So he, you know, he set up classes and I end up taking the classes for like a whole week or whatever, right? Now, in the classes, I have to drop this in to you guys. Listen closely. In the classes, this all ties into, I have to drop this in. What you learn is that when you go into ministry, part of one of your jobs as a servant of the Lord is to cover the church. Okay, cover the church that you are a member of, which basically means that you don't, or you're not supposed to like air all of the dirty laundry. Okay, this was one of the lessons that was taught. I actually have it on recording. Okay, it's no tea, no shade. I have it on recording because I recorded all three. It was like 3 or 4 classes. I recorded all of them because, of course, I was going to go back and take notes on what I had learned. So one of the things that he said, thank you, Feeble. One of the things that he had said was that we're supposed to, like, you know, cover the church, make sure that the church does not look bad out here in the streets. Like, you have to be careful. So me being who I am, you know, I'm a very inquisitive person. And I was thinking to myself, well, you know, if people are doing what they're supposed to do and, you know, not being messy and not hooking up with people and doing this and doing that, then we wouldn't have anything to cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would be A1. We wouldn't have to like watch our backs for anything or watch what anybody else is doing because everybody knows that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. Yes, yes. How did you know, Cynthia Jones? He very much Kojic, everything Kojic. As far as thank you for actually picking that up because when I'm dropping you, you know what I'm saying, a little piece of tea about like the way that he liked to dress and stuff like that. Very Kojic. If you guys have ever seen, like, been on Instagram and you see the way the Kojic members dress and stuff like that, it's very much, you know what I'm saying, giving you va va boom. It's very much giving you large hats and glitter and gold and rhinestones and it's just giving you all of that, and fur, okay, and alligator, big garments, okay. It's giving you all of that. It's very much giving red carpet, okay. So he has grew up into that. Okay, that's what he was raised into, everything Kojic. So he kind of has that in him. So that's another reason why I didn't think that it would be appropriate for me to judge his sexuality based upon that, in seeing that that's something that he's raised into. You know what I'm saying? Like his brothers and stuff like that, they have portraits and stuff like that at the men's shopping stores in that area that they live in because they get dressed up. Okay, so it's stores or whatever, like when you go to buy the men's clothes, when they go get the matching suits and stuff, these guys have their portraits up in these stores. So that's what I mean when I say they dress flamboyantly. So I just feel that a lot of the, the words that I was going to use, can I use it? It's my live. I don't want to, I'm going to say some of I'm going to call them unsophisticated. Is that rude? Some of the more unsophisticated people, or people that are just not knowledgeable, they may look at it and say, oh, well, you know, he's gay. When that's not really what it's given at all. So it's just that you have to be knowledgeable on different things. And some people just look at a certain thing and then they already got their mind made up. But nevertheless, honey, it was real messy. All right. It's Kojic. It's allegations out here. It's all of that and then some. So let's keep on going, you guys. So I started getting messages. Let me take it back to the present. I started getting messages or whatever. And he asked me to come to church. So I done showed myself up at church, honey. Fast forward, he done asked me if I want to be a minister. Fast forward, I'm in classes, and the classes are teaching me that there should be coverage. Okay. So that's weighing kind of like heavy on my spirit at this point, you guys. Because I'm like, okay, you know what exactly am I supposed to be covering? Because at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you at church, inside church. Like, I'm not gonna lie for you or to you in church at, like, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be lying to people for you. Like, if you out here doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, it's gonna come out. And I'm not gonna be like, oh no, he didn't do that. No, I'm not gonna do that because you did the shit and you doing wrong. So like why I just didn't get that part. Like, I don't know if I missed, like, you guys, please let me know. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest person in the world, but that part of the lesson about covering the church, like I can get some, understand some of it, but like I can see if you're saying coverage as far as making sure that when you're in society and you're representing the church, that you're a good representation. Like, I can see how that would be coverage, because then you would be making sure that you did what you need, you're doing what you need to do. Um okay, thank you, hon. Thank you, Cindy. I'm trying not to be too, I'm trying to like be real with y'all, but not like be too, it ain't no way I can cut out the shade. It's gonna be messy anyway. Okay, so let me get back into it. So we got that lesson. So okay, so class is over. So I was, going to church and stuff like that, and just kept on going and seeing what was going on. And then one night, one of the other young lady that was also in ministry class with me, I'm gonna call her um I'm gonna call her Lady S. Okay. So one night, Lady S, we were at Bible study and we had left, and I seen that Lady S was walking. Okay. So it was about like what, about 10 o'clock in the evening. We had like a late night at church, honey. So I said, okay, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's up with her or whatever. She walking and it's kind of late out. So I was like, hey, do you need a ride or whatever? I could take you home. So I had gave her a ride home. Honey, why I ended up staying in the car with her until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, she ended up telling me everything. Okay, like everything. Now get this tea. This is the night that I find out. Now, I didn't find out. Remember, I start getting text message. People start asking me to come to church. I come to church, and then people start asking me if I want to be a minister. I join classes. The young lady ended up telling me that the pastor was married, honey. Get into it. Get into it. He had done went and got married to a young lady. Okay. Now this is the gag. This is why I'm gagged, because this whole time, between me getting the text messages and going to service, and you know what I'm saying, joining the praise team, between all of this stuff, it was never brought up that he was married. Never brought up. Like, he didn't bring it up one time, you guys. So the young lady ends up telling me that he's married, but apparently, period. At this point, girl, me either. She told me because we was discussing some things about her personal life or whatever. And so we just got to talking, and I was just trying to tell her, as far, just some things to do, just different things that I learned about life. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how to find a job. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for a job, think out of the box. You know what I'm saying? Ask for the most money you can get. Don't, I'm trying to tell her to have your own paper. You can only fall back on yourself. It's cool to be boy crazy, but you still got to have your own money. You still got to have your own shit. So I'm giving her the good old, you know what I'm saying, auntie pep talk. You know what I'm saying? When auntie give the pep talk to her little niece, I'm giving her the pep talk. Next thing you know, she done spilled the beans and told me that he was married. So I'm like, oh girl, he married? Because y'all, he never told me, like, he never sent me a text message or nothing. It does, don't it? It's real messy. Messy is not the word, okay? So next thing you know, so she tells me, so then, honey, get into it. She also tells me that things in the marriage is not going well, are not going well. So apparently, the wife had heard some allegations as well about the sexuality, and she had accused him of sleeping with Mr. E. Okay, remember I was telling y'all about Mr. E. Mr. E and me, us two, we helped the pastor start the church. We was his first two members. We basically helped him do all the stuff, like a lot, not all. Let me take that back, not all, but we helped him do a lot of the stuff that he needed to do. Okay, so the wife has allegedly accused him of sleeping around with Mr. E, also sleeping around with other women. Now, this is when it gets real messy, y'all. Let me kick it up a notch. Let me kick it up a motherfucking notch. Not only did she find out about his philandering ways, I guess she got pissed, you guys, and she wrote a letter to the bishops of the Kojic Church. She wrote a letter to the bishop. She wrote the letter, honey, and sent it out. Now, y'all, I don't have the letter. I wish I did, honey. I wish I did, because that would be tea. Okay. But I do not have the letter. But allegedly in the letter, basically, she has hit all of the allegations, or some of the allegations that I had told you guys with. She has basically sent this information in writing to the bishops. Okay. Girl, so basically after she did that, that made it go worse. So let me tell y'all, okay, now let me make this go all together for y'all. Now I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna pull this all together for you guys. Now remember when I told y'all all of a sudden I start getting text messages. Hey, are you coming to church at 6 o'clock? Are you coming to church at 12? Are we having service on this day? Can you show? All of a sudden, I start getting text messages. So why did I all of a sudden start get text messages when you have went and gotten married to somebody or whatever? I just feel like it was all done because there's things that wasn't going right in the marriage. So then I show up at church and then I see this young lady sitting in the corner with two kids. Okay. I didn't know who she was. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like y'all probably know I'm not that friendly like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I give it up. I'm kind of hard and shit like that. Like, once you get to know me, once you get to really, really know me, like, I will love you to death and I will love you forever and I will love you hard or whatever. And I'll try to protect you. Like, but before that point, unfortunately, there is kind of like a wall up. But I had seen her and shit like that. I gave her a hug and stuff like that, and just, showed some love as you're supposed to do at church, as we all do at church and stuff. But I had noticed that them two, like the pastor and her, were kind of like distant. So I didn't know who she was. So it turns out that was the wife or whatever. So after she had sent the letter to the bishops, he had told her to stop coming to church, but she continued to come to church anyway. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, y'all see exactly, Myrtle. So it's like, I'm just not like that. Like, I'm just never gonna be like that. But y'all see what I'm saying? It's like, you see the games that people play, like when shit in your marriage is not going like how you think that it should go. Instead of you taking the time to work that situation out and iron out all the wrinkles in that, then you done decided, oh well, I'm gonna get on my phone and I'm gonna start texting this person, this lady, and this lady to come to church or whatever. And so here I am in there, you know what I'm saying? Because I would have never, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If I would have never known that was going on, I would have never showed up. I would have never showed up, because you can't, I really, really dread to even say this out my mouth. I really, really dread. But I don't want you fucking using me to make somebody else feel some type of way. Like, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with none of that. I do not know this lady, whatever, based on what I seen or whatever. She got two kids, and I don't want to cause her any type of harm in no type of way. Not that I did, but I just feel kind of funny because, like, we used to date and stuff like that. Now, all of a sudden, you asking me to come over to the church, and you asking me if I want to be a minister. And I'm thinking, like, okay, well, usually men that are ministers, if you asking other women to, like, when you ask the woman to be a minister with you, generally from what I'm seeing, when I look at my elders and stuff, that's gonna be his wife that's a minister with him. Like, she might have her own ministry and he might have his own ministry, or they might do it together. It's usually not like you have like a group of outside people. It's usually like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I wrong for that? Like, I just see that a lot in the Black community. It's usually not like that. Usually it's a couple that be together, and they might have different types of ministries, but they do it together. Like, you don't call another lady, you know what I'm saying, a single lady like me from the outside to get up in on that. Not that it's bad, like, I appreciate it, but it's like, now that I have more of the history on it, I kind of like don't appreciate it so much, you guys. So now where we at? So so we at the point where I have realized or whatever that she's still coming to church anyway. So now, okay, now wait, I skipped a part, because first we was in a car. I was talking to the young girl, whatever. She was telling me, just giving me the tea. So we moved to the Ford. After she gave me the tea, I didn't run back. Of course, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how to go. I'm not gonna say shit or whatever. So I sat on the tea. I sat on the motherfucking tea for like 2 or 3 months. What you said, Myrtle? Right. Especially Koji. Yes, I sat on the tea. Of course, I'm not going to go and just start running my mouth or whatever. I'm going to see what it's giving or whatever, because I'm kind of like strategic like that. I don't always move around when you think I should move around or speak on some shit. Like, I'm awake. You know what I'm saying? So the time was right for me to hit him with it, because once, like, he texted me again and he asking me to do secretarial stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? All of this happened. It's been a couple months. This man still ain't never told me that he was married. So when he called me and he asked me to do the secretarial stuff for the elders group, because there's another elders group that he has started, and basically he wanted me to be a minister, and he also wanted me to be a secretary for that, right? For that group. I forgot what it's called at the moment, honey. It's so hard to keep up with all these groups, right? So when he was like asking me to do that or whatever, I was like, I said, how come you didn't tell me you was married? I said, I would have told you congratulations. Next thing you know, honey, he just started running it down. Oh, me and her ain't slept together in months. Like, he started running it down to me. And I'm like, why'd you running it down to me like that? Like, I'm not your old lady. Like, you really don't, like, I'm just asking you why you ain't tell me you was married. Like, you ain't have to be scared to tell me that. Like, I wouldn't look down on you, whatever. Hell, I've been married too. No tea, no shade. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we cool like that, if me and you cool, put it on a cool level. But it's like when you start sneaking around and you making it seem like you don't want people to know stuff, that's what gives the impression that it's something negative going on in the background, because it's how you not bringing it to the forefront. You not being honest, like, you not laying it on the line. Like, if you would have just came to me and said, yeah, I got married to this young lady, we fell in love, whatever, it, we growing apart, we going through this, whatever, like, not tell me all your business, but at least say, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm inviting you into the church. Yes, I'm inviting you to be a minister, but I am married. Like, am I wrong to feel that way, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, at least let me know what I'm getting into. But I just felt very much blindsided, because think about this. All the times that I'm going to church or whatever, he done told this lady to stop coming to church because she wrote that letter to the bishops, but I'm going and she sees me. She could have got mad at me or something, or think I'm trying to do something. And meanwhile, my stupid ass, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I find out late. Why he didn't tell me? Well, okay, I think I know why he didn't tell me. Hey, Miss New, thanks for dropping in, boo. Yes, boo. I'm trying to give y'all an update on him. Hey there, Aries Roxy, boo. Thanks for dropping in. Yes, thanks for catching this live. Thank you, Myrtle. I because it's just like a feeling like that just made the whole situation just made me feel weird. Like, when I found out he was married, like, I felt so fucking weird about that shit. I'm like, dog, like, if you would have told me that, I didn't find out from you. I found out from Miss S. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ended up spilling the tea after she had told me all her motherfucking tea. So did she end up? I guess shit went too far. Look, Miss Lady S, she done said way too much. So let me get back into the story. So I confront him, guys, over the phone. He just gets very like, oh, this is how, like, basically she ran down a list of everything. Hey, Foxy B _ Black Boo, thanks for dropping in. Hey, Sarah, long time no see. I think he was being underhanded too, y'all. See, we on the right page. Y'all get me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all get me. We definitely on the right page. He just gave me the heebie-jeebies, honey. I didn't like the definitely did not like the optics at all. Like the optics was not there for me. Especially I had seen this girl, you know what I'm saying? I actually gave her a hug. I actually seen her 2 kids. And it's like I didn't know that they were going through all of that. So long story short, when I confronted him, you guys, he ran down a list of A to Z of pretty much things that real quick too. You know what I'm saying? It must have took him like what 3 to 5 minutes just for him to tell me, oh, we stopped sleeping together. I got a divorce from her back in April. We're not together no more. Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. And he said he was like, she didn't respect me as a pastor and she didn't respect me as a man. So I'm like, okay, hold on. All right. This is how I'm looking at it. I've been young before, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that old now. I'm getting old, but I ain't that old now. And shit, even right now today, I could still do some stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good to constantly make mistakes, but we can all still occasionally make a mistake. So shit, like I told y'all, I've been married before, whatever. I didn't like the motherfucking shit. Like it wasn't the tea for me. I just didn't care for it. So I didn't hold it against him. Like once again, like you out here acting crazy, you know what I'm saying? You out here putting your reputation at stake again. You out here doing all this shit again. And I'm not holding against you because once again, I done found out before anything too devastating could go on with my life. You know what I'm saying? Before I get in too deep. So I'm like, okay, let's see what's up. So make a long story short, on the day that I actually did sort of like confront him and let him know that I knew his tea or whatever, I end up going to the meeting that night with the elders or whatever, and end up taking the minutes or AKA notes and stuff like that. And during the recording, I have that all recorded and everything, right? Next thing you know, what happened? What happened next? Oh, what happened next after that, you guys, is a week later, he ended up giving me a sofa that he had in his storage or whatever. He ended up giving me a Kevin Charles sofa. And I took it, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and snatch this up or whatever. So he ended up bringing it to my house. Now, when he had got the U-Haul and he brought the sofa to my house and stuff, he told me, he was like, oh, I'm coming back over here. I was like, you coming back over here? He was like, yeah. He was like, what you doing later? I said, well, I'm just going to be kicking and hanging out. Probably going to make me some ranch chicken wings. Y'all know the ranch chicken wings, they my favorite and shit. So I was like, I'm just going to be kicking it. He was like, okay, I'm going to come back later. I was like, yeah, right, go ahead or whatever. So him and his brother had left and shit like that. And then I carried on with my day. I ain't see him no more or whatever. Cause I thought he was damn lying anyway. I was like, he just saying something just to be saying something. But then later on, I figured out that he really did have intentions on hanging out with me. Like really, really trying to hang out with me after all of this bullshit that has went on. Right. So I'm in my own zone. I'm in my own world. Like I see everything going on, whatever, but I'm not fazed by it because I'm doing me. Like I'm doing my thing. Hell, I'm still trying to stay up in the daytime. I ain't got time for his bullshit. Not when I want to take a damn nap every other 30 minutes. And I got to be clocked in for work. So not really too much paying attention. So let's get into the tea. Let's get into the tea. Let's get into why I'm on here saying all this and telling y'all about this. Hold on. Yes, Betty White, I agree with you. It's a waste of time. Yes, it's a waste of time and a possible heartache. 9 times out of 10, they will stay with their wife. They got divorced, boo. They not married no more. They got divorced. So it's no tea, no shade, but they're divorced now because she sent the letters to the bishops. And basically, the way it's been described to me is that she put his career on the line. And he said that she does not respect him as a pastor and she does not respect him as a man. That's exactly what he told me. Now, no tea, no shade. I don't know how true it is, but that's what he said. He said that they got divorced back in April. I don't wait. Right, of course. But this is the thing. She didn't have no, like, it was just would have been weird. Like, she didn't have no problem. She didn't approach me like that. And I didn't approach her no type of way because I didn't know who the hell she was. And I'm sure she didn't know who the hell I am. You know what I'm saying? But now y'all know what the tea is because I listen, I got on the inside with Lady S and I got the tea. You dig? So I got the dirt on his ass. And so because I got the dirt on his ass, I could come back and I could put, you know what I'm saying, put everything together. And I could, I can now look back on it and I can know and I can say, oh, I see the reason why he was inviting me over there because he wanted this lady to quit coming to the church because they got divorced. He's doing that on purpose. So it definitely seemed underhanded. Let me see. He has more than a lot of nerve, honey. He has more than a lot of nerve. He has just a lot of bullshit going on. Okay, so now that I painted this story for you guys and I kind of, let y'all know what the tea is, let me move on to why I have an attitude. So there was a meeting on this past Monday with the elders again, and he wanted me to basically go and do the minutes and do the recording like I would do before. But it's just kind of hard for me. Like I can't keep doing that. I can't keep doing that. Another thing that I really, really didn't care for about him is that I had kept on telling him repeatedly, I cannot do the same stuff with you guys that I used to do. I don't have the time for it. Like the job that I have now, it just doesn't allow me the brain power to like get off and take minutes and take notes and do recordings. Like I just cannot do it. I don't have the energy. And it's like the more that I would tell him that I can't do it, the more that he would ask me to. So me telling him that I can't do it, it just don't work. So long story short, so this past Monday they had a meeting or whatever, which he wanted me to go to, but I didn't go to because I ended up staying on the clock till 9 p.m. at night or whatever, so I couldn't go to no meeting. So he asked me, he was like, oh, you know what? I guess as appreciation, he wanted to take me out, like he wanted to go catch a movie. So I was like, okay, you know what? I ain't been out to the movies. Let's go ahead and go to the movies and see what's happening. But before I asked him, I was like, are you sure you want to go out? I was like, I was like, what's going on? I was like, what is this about? He was like, yeah. He was like, I should have been took you out anyway because, that you have helped me and stuff like that. You did this, you did that. So I'm thinking that, you know what I'm saying? It's just appreciation that he wants to go out as friends. I'm thinking, okay, we getting somewhere. Maybe he can be real. Maybe he can keep it real and shit like that. So things take a turn when we get to the movies, you guys, because the movie theater was fucking closed. Okay, we end up, girl, Sarah, I'm getting to it, girl. Sarah, you already know what the rundown is. Look, I'm sitting over here trying to be nice. Okay, I'm still like, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I'm still giving 99%. Okay, and I'm taking all of my brain power and I'm still trying to be kind to you. I'm still trying to be nice to you, but you keep on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Okay, so we get to the movies or whatever. And he tells, the movie theater is closed. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I could use a bite to eat or whatever. And we was out there close. We wasn't on the beach, but we was out there on A1A. You know what I'm saying? Close to the beach where all the little spots and stuff at. So we decided, both of us, to go into the pizzeria. So everything is going good. The waitress, you know what I'm saying? She's a sweetheart. She's trying to get her coin. So she's telling us about, all the food and stuff like that. Hold on, let me try to set this up right so you guys could understand. How can I say? Oh, this is a really okay. Well, let me just continue with the story. So we order or whatever. We ordering the food, and I'm ordering what I want, and I'm expecting him to order what he wants or whatever. So I order appetizers and stuff like that, and then I wanted to get pizza. Make a long story short, we end up getting pizza. Now, this is where it takes a turn. Okay. I'm sitting at the table with him trying to talk about normal stuff. Normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everyday stuff. you know what I'm saying, just kicking the breeze. That's what I'm trying to do. That's how I'm conversed. But then he slips out and lets me know that he wants to go downstairs, okay? That he want to eat me out. That's what he told me at the table. So then things take a shift, boom. Because now you done told me what you want to do and shit like that. So things that took a shift at the table. So I'm like, okay, or whatever. I'm single, he's single. So I'm actually contemplating what I want to do at this point. So I said, okay, well, you know what? No, I didn't say shit. The waitress ended up, yes, it took a turn. It took a turn. Everything just took a turn. So basically, everything that I was thinking or whatever, or basically what I was told, the reason that he wanted to, you know what I'm saying, go out and catch a movie or just go out and hang out as appreciation, just to like get me out of the house, because he knows I'm always in here working and shit like that and I'm not getting out much. He knows that, you know what I'm saying? He knows that. So he offered to take me out. So I went, so shit took a turn. So then basically he came on to me. Hold on. Well, Cynthia, apparently, so he did tell me that, you guys, he slipped it in on me, because this is how let me just let you guys know exactly how he let me know that. He said, I'm thinking something right now. He said, but I don't want to tell you what I'm thinking. And I said, tell me what you're thinking. I said, how are you going to tell me that you don't want to tell me? Like, how can you say that? Like, why don't you want to tell me? And then I was like, you need to go ahead and tell me. I said, because if you don't tell me or whatever, you're going to make it weird and stuff. So then he was like, that's when what he told me what he wanted to do and shit. So next thing you know, so that's out there. Okay, so then we got the oral sex out there on the tables, oral sex. You get it? So now, you know what I'm saying? We done went from friendly to now it's friendly / awkward. Now it's awkward now because I really haven't been in this place with you in a couple of years. This really blindsided me. It came out of nowhere. I'm thinking that I'm, you know what I'm saying, going back to church to join the ministry as a minister, to, you know, possibly do some secretarial notes every now and again when I have the free time. Okay, it wasn't like that at all. So he put that shit on the table, and that's what he wanted to do. So shit took a turn where I said, okay, this is where shit took. Now it gets worse. Brace yourself, you guys. Brace your fucking self, because the shit gets worse. Okay, it keeps getting worse. Now, mind you, understand what I'm telling you. Even after that, I'm still trying to be nice. Still. I'm still trying to be nice. I'm still trying to respect you. Okay. Everything that you do, I'm fucking paying it. So let's get into the shit. So whatever, where my other side actually came out, where basically it was just at this point or whatever, when this happened for me, I don't know. Everything just went black at the moment. Like I don't know. It's just like he got my motherfucking time wrong, and I cussed that bitch all the way the fuck out. You heard what I say? Listen. So this is what happened. The waitress brings over the dessert menu. So and y'all know I got a sweet tooth and shit. So I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, you know what? I might like some cookies and some ice cream or whatever. It's cute or whatever. He gonna tell me I can't get the cookies and the ice cream, y'all. No, Betty, he didn't drug me, boo. He's he's not he ain't gonna drug nobody. He's an a-hole. Exactly. Myrtle, that's what I said. He gonna tell me I can't get the cookies and the ice cream because he didn't bring but $50. So next thing you know, I'm sitting at a table. I don't, y'all would have laughed so motherfucking hard. Like, this is the shit. First of all, embarrassing, just like completely wrong, just completely wrong. So in my head, I don't motherfucking snap, right? So then I start looking across the table from him, and I said, well, if you ain't got no motherfucking money, why the fuck are you asking me if I want to go out, that you're going to take me out and take me somewhere and treat me. If you don't have no fucking money, then you shouldn't be asking me or telling me that you want to treat me or take me out. He was like, yeah, but we said we were gonna go to the movies. I said, yeah, but the movies are closed. I said, you're the one that said, do you want to go somewhere else? I said, you know, if you could not afford to go anywhere else, then why the fuck are you trying to take me out? I said, you could have left me the fuck at home. I said, it's just the principle of the matter. I said, right now I could pay for your food and pay for my food and pay for dessert if I want. I said, but you sitting across the table from me. I said, you probably can't even afford to tip this fucking lady. So then it got real ugly, y'all. It got real motherfucking ugly, right? Because this bitch done told me that, you know, apparently I wasn't good enough to have ice cream and cookies, okay? Apparently his budget was only $50 or whatever, a $50 budget and shit like that. So he just can't do nothing else. I ain't good enough for no motherfucking ice cream and cookies, okay? So next thing you know, my ass, I'm crazy anyway, right? So I'm sitting across the table. I feel like he done tried the shit out of me, bitch. I'm like, oh, this bitch done tried the fuck out of me, bitch. Oh, you finna get this work, right? So next thing you know, I just started getting into him because this is what he said that made me get into him. He was like, oh, I have more than $50, but I'm just not going to spend it. I said, what? I said, so you saying that you got the 50, more than $50, but I'm just not worth a couple of motherfucking pennies? Because cookies and ice cream can't cost no more than what, $6 to $8. I said, so you saying that I'm not worth the extra $68? He was like, oh, but you're not gonna eat it. That's not the motherfucking point. You sitting across the table from me telling you that you want to munch on my motherfucking snacks. But at the same time, you want to do all this fool la la and all this motherfucking bullshit and all this mixy shit over here. But at the same time, you trying to tell the girl, I can't even get no cookies and ice cream? Bitch, you done lost it. Okay? So when he said that he had it, this is what he said, y'all. He has more than that. He's just not going to spend it. I said, you know what, bitch? I said, that's why nobody motherfucking likes you. Okay? That's why nobody likes you. I said, that's why your wife didn't motherfucking like you because of the shady shit that you do. I said, you always trying to go out with people and trying not to pay your way because he has a history of like being out at restaurants and trying not to pay his way. Like I've literally seen him do that to two elderly people before. Okay, so I told him, I said, you have a history of this fucking fuck shit. I said, bitch, you could have left me at home. I didn't have to go out with you. I said, I don't go out with people like this. If you can't afford what you're gonna do, just stay at home. When I don't got it, I stay to my ass at home. Okay, I got everything right here at home that I need. If I ain't got the extras to go out, guess what? I ain't finna be the fucks out. Okay, so I just felt really, really tried, you guys, about that motherfucking cookies and ice cream. Next thing you know, he was sitting across the table getting read the fuck down. I had to let the bitch know nobody motherfucking likes him. That's why your members always leaving the church. That's why you can't keep nobody over there because of the shady motherfucking shit that you do, bitch. That's why. That's the reason why. This is the reason why you can't keep no members. You can't keep no secretaries. You can't keep no ministers because of how you motherfucking talk to people. And so, girl, I read him boots. Hold on, y'all. When I tell y'all I read him boots, girl, and it was serious too, y'all. It was serious. It was serious. Like I'm laughing right now because it's a motherfucking key and shit like that. Like I'm laughing right now, but at the time when I was motherfucking reading him boots, like I was dead motherfucking serious, bitch. I said, this is why bitches don't motherfucking fuck with you. Okay? Because let me drop this tea. Before this whole thing transpired, he had another incident where one of the other secretaries that was over finances, she actually went to the bank and told the bank to remove her name off of the account because of the mixy shit that's going on behind closed doors. Like she actually said she don't want to be a part of it. So when he tried me like that, I had threw everything up. Right, you gon' I said, bitch, you don't try me like that. Know what I'm saying? Like first of all, I ain't even seen you. I ain't even been around you or nothing like that. You just, you know what I'm saying? You messaged me and asked me to start coming to church. You bring me a motherfucking sofa telling me you gonna come back, then I don't hear nothing from you, which was cool with me because I didn't give a fuck no way. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying, explaining to y'all how he was trying to do this thing. Like how you gonna try to motherfucking what I want to say, you gonna try to motherfucking jit me out of my coochie. How the fuck? And then you trying to say that I can't even get no ice cream? I'm like, oh, number one, bitch, I'm embarrassed. Number one, bitch, you could have just left me home. I don't understand. So then he was like, oh, well, he was like, in the past or whatever, we have went on dates or whatever that, what did he use? Did he say, oh, we have went on inexpensive dates? That's not the point. He just missed the whole point of everything. And I say, you know what? That may be true. But at this point in time, that's not something I want to do. I don't want to be involved in none of that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got it to do, then just leave me out of it. Now, ain't that some shit, y'all? I think he was trying to get some, I think he was trying to do a trade-off. But it don't work like that. Like, he brought this up because why would you say that? Like, just for him to say, oh, I'll be back later on. Like, huh? But see, this is the disrespect that he do. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, this is the disrespectful shit that he do, and don't he to me it is kind of psychopathic, because you don't give a fuck what you say to people or how you talk to people, and then you get mad when nobody comes to service. You get mad when the drummers don't want to show up because you talk to them like they're shit. You know what I'm saying? You got mad at your wife because you were probably treating her like shit, and she wrote the bishops on your ass. Okay? So I let him know, I said that if I was a prosecutor, honey, I would have receipts on you. Honey, I would have witness testimony. Honey, you would be done if we were in court and I was the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have a leg to stand on. You would be completely prosecuted. We would send your ass away. We would lock you up. We would put you under the jail. If this was, you know what I'm saying? If this was a court of law, if we had to prosecute your ass, you would be fucking done. Okay? So when I told him, bitch, I said, bitch, that's why nobody don't like your motherfucking ass, bitch. Nobody don't fuck with you. Okay? Because of this shit right here. And y'all, he was just looking at me, y'all. He ain't know what to say. He ain't know what to say. He was trying to backpedal and pussy pop out of it. Like when I had reminded him of how we had went to dinner with some elderly people. Like I was just telling y'all a few minutes ago. And this bitch made the elderly people pay for his food. He waited until the end of the dinner and told the whole table that he didn't have no money. Okay, that happened like maybe a couple years back. So I had to remind him of that. I said, remember how you did those elderly people, you made them pay for your food? I said, bitch, you're always doing shit like this. Always. And that's why nobody fucks with you. That's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, within the community, like his family support him, but like not like the other people from the other groups because of how he's treated people. So it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, you guys. It's really, 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 really sad and disgusting. So I ended up cussing the pastor out, you guys. And let me drop this tea. Y'all think that meant something to him? When I cussed his ass out, I packed up my food and shit like that because I ain't eat none of my food. And yes, he paid for all my shit, my food and stuff like that. I had like boxes and shit. I brought them back home with me. Then when I got out the car, he was like, oh, he texted me. He was like, I was hoping I could come inside. I was like, no, you can't come inside. Just go ahead and go home. I said, have a good night. So he, even after all of that, he still tried to come inside with me. It's weird, December baby, because if I let y'all listen to the recording right now of or if I go over the notes that I took when the elders was having the meeting, the elders specifically said, and they went to scripture, and it's not supposed to be like that. Like, you're not supposed to be about money all the time. You're supposed to be serving the Lord, and serving the Lord is helping his people, being out in the world, being out in the streets, helping his people, spreading his word, being good to other people. That's what it's about. But he just has a lot of bullshit going on. So he tried to pull me into it again, but I did escape, you guys, with a actually a pretty nice sofa and a hot meal. Hold on. Listen, I got away. I got away just in time, okay? But so I don't. So what do you guys think that he was trying to set me up for? What's up with that? Yes, and he was still trying to get some. Even I had cussed his ass out in front of all the white folks at the restaurant, made him pay for my food, made him take me back home, was rude to him the whole way home, and he still texted me and told me that he wanted to come inside. Yes, he did. He still texted me, honey. He spoke December, baby. That's what he's supposed to be doing. I done pulled out of this situation. I'm not going back. And I just don't know. I just don't feel too comfortable. And he still texts me. He still texts me and he asked me if I was coming to church on this Sunday. So it's like everything that I said to him as far as how he treats people have went in this ear and out of the other. He does not care about that. Like I literally had to let him know the reason why people don't stick around and support you is because of this type of bullshit like this. So I don't so he probably do want one, but it's like don't include me in it. Cynthia Jones, I definitely believe that is true. I'm just so mixed up about it. I'm very mixed up about it, you guys. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys realize? Okay, you guys remember that video that I did where I was singing with the young lady and we were doing a praise team? I don't know if some of you guys seen that video because I had put a video up. Do you know that none of those people are in the praise team no more? They all left. They all left. I would have told him about if you don't kiss the back part of my ass. Go to church. I just ain't texting back. I left the shit on red. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm like I'm thinking like, what you trying to set me up for? What is all this about? Like I wasn't even fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't messing around with you at all. So why did you like call me into this? I didn't get that. I didn't get that. So I definitely felt like, it was a setup going on. I didn't know what he was trying to set me up for, but I kept on noticing that he kept on trying to ask me to do more and more things. And I just thought it was weird. Yes. So you remember the praise team video. Do you know that none of those people, the people that I was singing with, they don't go there no more? He is messy and trifling. He has no face. He really busy chasing your milk and cookies when he need to be focused on healing himself. But Zion movements, why? I just don't. It's hard for me to put all of that together. It's really hard. That's what I learned, and I tried to. Now that I have moved to the point where I actually had to like tell him, like I would have never said to him, I would have never told him in a million years, oh, that's why nobody likes you. You know what I'm saying? I called him a cheap ass bitch and told him he could barely pay for the meal. And guys, the reason why I said that is because it's no tea, no shade. He's always asking for money for church and stuff like that, and I get that, but it's like I feel like in today's time you do have to have like some sort of job. Like there's no reason why he's as young as he is and he doesn't have like at least a part-time job. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of this going on. So I'm very much confused. I don't know if all I know is speaking of this right here, when the wife was there with her two kids, I remember was it in the it was he was trying to do something. He was messing around with some chairs or something like that. So she had went over him and she was trying to like talk to him in a low voice and he was like, "Get away from me." And I was like, dang, why he talking to her like that? But when I had noticed that, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Remember, I didn't know that they was married. Like, I didn't know that that was his wife. I had no idea. Yes. I had no idea. It's kind of starting to look like that. Like, hold on. It's definitely kind of starting to look like this right here. So my thing is, I have met other pastors and stuff like that. Like the pastor where I had got baptized at, she, has her church and stuff like that. That her husband left her, but she also used to work at funeral homes and stuff like that. So yeah, she drove like a really, really nice ass car and a big, beautiful home and stuff. But it's like she has other income that's coming in that she works for besides just her church. So that's another thing that I could not understand about him being a young man. Like, you know what I'm saying? There is no reason why you can't go get a job at a university. There, like, it's so, like, he could go get a part-time job at Broward County Sheriff Office. It's so much stuff that he could do, but he's just not doing it. So I definitely agree with that statement. You know what I'm saying? Living off the kindness of the few church members that's there. But it's like when you have rumors and stuff like that going around about you, like how are you going to keep your church members? And I always thought it was weird that, for him to be as well known as he is, I didn't really understand why more people, wasn't supporting him with him growing up in the Kojic church and like knowing all these people in all these states. Yes, he can have people come in and do revivals. He can have all of that happening. He can have people come in and do classes, but it's like the people from the community that you live in, it's like I'm not seeing them. And I just thought that was weird. And so I finally put two and two together and I said, you know what? The reason why he's not getting the support that he's getting is because of the type of fucking person that he is. And unfortunately, that's a fucked up ass person. And he has a lot of learning to do. So yes, honey, that's why I'm spilling the tea. I'm spilling the tea over ice cream and cookies. Get into it. I had a pastor, hold on. I had a pastor. He had plenty of women, but he spoiled me right. He's married now, but I can still call him at any time for anything. That dude has to go. Since girl, he been gone. He's not. He's like yesterday's news. But them pastors, they be having me. This is like the first and probably the last time that I would actually do something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hadn't been bothering him anyway, and I hadn't dealt with him like that in a while. I'm just, a little bit flabbergasted as to why he felt like he wanted to like try to bring me back into the midst of this bullshit and still keep on asking me to come back, still keep on texting me. So I wanted to let y'all know, like, you know what I'm saying? Just bring it full circle. Hold on. Just bring it for full circle and let y'all know what that was given. Hold on, y'all. So look, should I move on to part two? Should I do both of my story times in one video? What y'all think? Because I really got another story time too. Girl, Betty, look, it's no tea, no shade, Key Boo. I won't trying to say nothing, but boo. He said I can still call him anytime if I need something. Girl, I can't. Girl, hold on. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, cause okay, let me just go ahead and move on. It's been an hour or whatever. Let me go ahead and move on into part two. Okay, y'all. So meanwhile, while all of this stuff is going on with the pastor, I got Mr. Memphis over here. Now, I don't know what happened, you guys, but somehow or another, he had come to the point in his mind where he wanted to marry me. So after we did the video, you know what I'm saying, about his history, his past and stuff like that, I ended up putting that video on private because there were some inaccuracies. Let me just start from the top with Mr. Memphis. Story time part two, you guys. Second hour. After that video, I had to put that video on private because there were some inaccuracies. In the video, I had told you guys that he had did 10 years in prison for murder, and I found out that he only did 2 years. So when I found out that he only did 2 years for murder, it kind of made me feel, I got a little bit suspicious. I was like, hold on, is this story true? Like, how did you only end up serving 2 years for that? And then you're saying that you got yourself out. Okay. Now, I do know the girls of the girls of the girls that can definitely go and pull his whole motherfucking record. But I decided not to do that because I am not emotionally invested in any of these guys. Okay. I just try to be cool with people, but with guys, but sometimes it don't always go the way it's supposed to go. Okay. So, yes, better believe you bet your bottom dollar I could have called the girls and had the whole record pool because I do have his first name, last name, and his date of birth. Okay. So we could have definitely got that done, but I just decided it really wasn't worth my time. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put the video on private anyway. Also, you guys, that video was slightly messy on my part because as y'all know I was on live, but he did not know I was on live. Get into it. He did not know I was on live, you guys. With my messy ass. No, he did not know. Huh? Something with Betty, something ain't right. Okay, so let's just say this. I put the video on private because when I found out and had the realization, and I found this out in the restroom. I was in the restroom combing my hair. We were on the phone, and he told me, he was like, "Oh, I didn't do 10 years. I did 2 years. But the last 20 years I've been knowing you, you've been telling me that you did 10 years. But now the video get put on YouTube and shit like that. A couple people see the video. Now you want to come clean and tell me that you only did 2 years. Okay, so long story short, it's no tea, it's no shade. I put the motherfucking video on private. Also, I put it on private once again, you guys, because he did not know I was on motherfucking live. Okay, y'all knew I was on live. He didn't know I was on live. And he kind of expressed to me a little bit that bothered him slightly. Okay, so because it bothered him slightly, and I know that I was doing wrong, that's another reason that I put the video on private. So we got two reasons: inaccuracies, and also there was some privacy rules that were crossed. Okay, don't call HIPAA on me. But yeah, so let's get back into it. So after that live or whatever, he just started like going really, really hard, like, texting me every morning, good morning, texting me every night, good night. And I was, feeling a little bit weird about that because yes, I do you would like some attention like that, but I guess I just didn't want it. I just didn't want it from him like that. I'm just gonna keep it real. So he kind of like came on kind of strong. But me knowing that, okay, so this is how I'm looking at it, you guys. Let me just keep it real. I didn't want to like turn him away because I wanted to see if he was somebody that I could possibly get along with and shit. Hold on. Which part, boo? Look. Okay, let me roll it back. Let me roll it back with Mr. Memphis. The shit is just crazy because now I'm kind of like second guessing the whole story. I don't really even know if at this point, did you really go to jail for murder? Like, did you really get yourself out in 2 years? It just seems all very suspicious to me or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? I had to just strike that out. So let me get back into the story. After that video, I'm getting texts every morning or whatever. Good morning. I'm getting texts every night. I'm getting phone calls and stuff like that. Like he's really, really trying to keep in touch with me. So I didn't shoot him down right away and shit like that. I didn't want to do it like that. So I just started talking to him a little bit, even though like we've known each other for like 20 years. So in my mind, I really just feel like if I, didn't get with you years ago, I'm not going to get with you now. Like really nothing has changed between us. We're cool. We're friends. We've known each other for a long time, but that's all it's really ever been. Like it hasn't been anything else. So it's just very shocking to me that all of a sudden he wants to get married. He's, telling everybody that I'm his wife. Oh, be quiet. I'm on the phone with my wife, like calling me all the time and stuff like that. Now this is where it turns. Let's get into it a little bit. I start trying, talking to him a little bit because I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I get along with you? Like, do I want your attention all the time? Then he starts saying weird shit, like shit that I don't necessarily agree with. And once again, you know what I'm saying? I was letting it go. So we started, you guys know my mom is gay. Okay. For anybody who does not know, my mom is gay or whatever. She's married to a woman. She has not always been gay or whatever, but as she's gotten older, in her older years, she came out as being gay. Boom, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. With people that knew me like 20 years ago, they don't know my mom as being gay. Okay. So when they come back into my life now that I'm older, like let's say if you knew me in my 20s, you didn't know my mom is gay. But now you know me at this age, if I might tell you, oh, my mom is gay and stuff like that. But when you first met me, it wasn't like that. So a lot of times, yes, when I tell people that and they knew us in the past, they are very much shocked because they like, oh, she gay, she married to a woman. Like they do have a bit of a time like processing that information. So I'm saying all that to say because it was no different from my friend that I interviewed, Mr. Memphis. You know, when I told him my mom was gay and married to a woman and stuff like that. I really feel like, you know, people have thoughts and stuff like that, and people feelings change. They might not say it straight off the bat, but the longer you speak to them, the more it'll come out. So I'm telling you all this to say is because we were having a conversation about gay and all of this stuff, right? And you guys know my mom is gay. So he ended up using a word that I really, really, really didn't like, you guys. I really didn't like. Like it really, really got up under my skin. Like y'all know I try to hold back. Like I try to hold it in. I try my best to hold it in. I try to hold it in. But these niggas just bring it out of me like they're gonna say something. So the word that he used was abomination. You know, like how you're having a conversation with somebody about like people that are gay, and the first thing that they like to bring up is that, oh, it's an abomination. So that really, really rubbed me the wrong way, you guys, because as you guys already know, like me and this cat did a whole video about him murdering somebody. So when he also had, I don't, the other word that he used, I don't even want to use because in my opinion that word that he used shouldn't even come, it shouldn't even be in conversation with my mom. But he was trying to, okay, this is, we were having another like a conversation about gay, and he was, yeah, that's what he said, Cynthia Jones. It came up in the conversation. He didn't direct that at my mother. It wasn't a direct comment towards my mother, but it's still mentioned, you know what I'm saying, within that conversation. That really, really just rubbed me the wrong way. Like when I tell you that it got up under my motherfucking skin, because it's like, now, okay, hold on now. Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. You're starting to sound a bit judgmental. Like, and I just don't feel like you're in the position to judge anybody. So that's why it bothered me. Hold on, you guys, hold on. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Sarah. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, hold on, let me highlight it. This is what I'm saying. Like, you that came on YouTube, you've been telling me this for years, or what, the last 20 years, that this is what you end up going to prison for. Like, you murdered somebody. So it's just like, because I know that you've done that or whatever, I just don't see it for you using the word abomination. Because really, if that's the fact, if you go by, and then it really stuck with me or whatever, because it, you know what I'm saying, the conversation that we were having. So I went and actually looked it up. So I looked it up just to make sure, okay, am I going crazy or am I good on this one or whatever? But when I looked up the word abomination in reference to the Bible, that's when I learned that pretty much everything is an abomination. Okay, everything that we're doing down here is a damn abomination. And if this is the case, we're all going to hell in handbaskets. Okay, so it's like, chill a little bit with your judgment. Okay. Another thing that he was saying too is that he feels that a lot of women are predators and child molesters. And I kind of didn't like that statement as well. You guys kind of see where I'm going. It's kind of like it's kind of like I feel like you kind of saying shit about my old girl, but like indirectly. So like that really just, so next thing you know, I done motherfucking switched out on his ass. I done motherfucking switched out on the nigga right quick on the phone and shit. And I said, you know what? You sound very motherfucking judgmental. I said, you sound very judgmental. And he was like, oh, you know, I wouldn't do that. You know, I wouldn't talk about your mama like that. I said, nigga, I don't know you like that. I said, I don't put nobody on a motherfucking pedestal. I don't put nobody on no fucking pedestal. So don't tell me what you is gonna do, what you ain't gonna do. I don't know you like that. And I said, all I'm trying to say is that you sitting on the phone, because he was trying to back out of what he said or whatever. So I was like, oh, you can't back out of, you know what I'm saying, the things that you were saying. Like, I'm listening to you. I listen pretty good. And I said, I just don't like the way that, you know what I'm saying, you're coming off to me. So he's forgetting about the other, he when it's like, you know what I'm saying, people tend to forget about what they do. You know how it is. They always forget about what they do. They always be so quick to point the finger at other people and forget about what they do. Another thing that was throwing me off too is that, like, the city that he lived in and stuff like that, he always, like, I think I told y'all before, he always talked so bad about it, but he never leave. So I told him, I said, you know, you always have such bad things to say about your community or whatever, but you still haven't left out of all these years. I said, you've been telling me you want to leave that city for the last 15 years, but yet still you have not went anywhere. So what's good? What's really going on? Like, why are you telling me all this bullshit? Like, what's going on? I can't deal with it. Girl, I can't deal with it. I can't. If you're gonna be a judgmental killer, we gotta. That's where I draw the line. Okay, like once you start being all judgmental and shit, like literally like a judgmental killer, I can't take. That's just way too much. That's just way too much. How you done did all of this bullshit and then you sit around calling people an abomination or even bringing it up? If I was you, I wouldn't even bring it up. Okay. No, he said that he could have been, but you know, some of them people that got all this good talk game, they be saying all types of mess. So, child, it's just also they. Oh, I didn't even finish the story. So after he after this whole the conversation, so the conversation did not go well. Okay. Yes, it did not go well, you guys. We did not end off on a good note with that conversation because I'm like, hold on, like I just felt a little bit of slick shade. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely know it was slick shade because I was FaceTiming him. So I could see like your facial expressions, like when he said abomination, when he mentioned a couple other words, I'm like, I just didn't get like the insinuations. It really rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't care like what I go through with my mom. Like nobody could talk about her like that. Like you can't talk about her. Period. Like I don't want to hear shit. Like when it comes down, no fuck what I say. If I say something that's different, like you can't say shit because I'm finna be on your ass. I'm finna try to get in your shit. Like I'm not finna deal with none of it about her. Period. I can't deal with none of it about her. And that's just that on that. That's just how I feel about her. So when he crossed that line, like I don't know. It just got me deeply. So I had done got in his ass right quick, y'all. So I had done switch sides on him right quick, and he just couldn't understand it. Y'all know I haven't heard from that man since. I ain't heard from him. Now how the fuck you want to marry me for 2 weeks and shit like that? 2 weeks, bitch. You done begged me, and because I done fussed you out and told you that you was a judgmental person, you done got in your feelings, and now I'm the bad guy. I don't understand. So what y'all think about that bullshit? I had to tell y'all because it's okay. This story time, it's like, okay, how do I feel about this story time? It's a fucking key. Both stories are a key. Both of them are slightly embarrassing. Some weird shit has happened. Okay, it's just a lot. Like at this point, I'm just trying to keep myself centered. But yeah, y'all know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this bitch is a judgmental killer. Bitch, we ain't finna deal with you. And then on top of that, the shit pissed me off because I thought he did 10 years hard time. Let me find out you only did 2 years for taking somebody's life. You only did 2 years for that? So I think you might need to do a little bit more time. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all might think this is mean for me to say, but when he told me that he only did 2 years instead of 10, he kind of lost a little bit for me. I was like, what? Like I was appalled. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like, because it went from like 10. If you did 10 years and you learned your lesson, you know what I'm saying? Me as a citizen, okay, as a citizen of the United States, I just think for something like that, even though like I know that he was taking up for his sister, but at the end of the day, you still brought a gun to the fist fight. Okay, so because you brought a gun to the fist fight, somebody lost their life. Okay, so I'm sitting up here thinking you only did motherfucking, you did 10 years, you only did two. I was like, I was very much appalled by that, you guys. So you already know I wasn't gonna have him judging people around me. Like, you need to be quiet and right now. Mm, hold on, y'all. Very much. So I said, child, he no, he didn't have no damn attorney. He said that he got himself out. He claimed that he was so intelligent and stuff like that. Now he wasn't intelligent enough not to bring a gun to the fist fight. But you know, I guess over that 2 year span, he just got so smart that he got himself out. That's what he said. He became a paralegal. So when he first told me that story, when he was telling me he did 10 years, I said, okay, maybe he could have became a paralegal in about, you ain't got shit else to do. So if you done 10 years, maybe you can take two or three of those 10 and become a paralegal and get, do some research and get yourself out. After all, it is 10 years. But we went down from motherfucking 10 to 2 years, and I just thought the shit was weird. I put the video on private. And I think that's why he's upset with me too, because I told him I put the video on private. So girl, I'm happy he don't live in the state of Florida. Paralegal. I thought he said he got himself out. He said he got himself out, y'all. So I was like, okay, he must have. I thought he had 10 years. I'm just over here struggling. I'm like, okay, you did all of that in 2 years. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And then you want to come around me and try to drag the Black woman. It is not going to happen because I just can't happen. Just can't happen. See, it be guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever they haven't done the right things or whatever with their life, they always somehow try to blame the Black woman for something. Oh, we're doing this. We're molesters. We're, abominations. We just got it all wrong and we don't do anything right. And that's just the attitude that he was giving me, and I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. Yes. So now this is where we are. Now, that I don't think I'm gonna hear any. Maybe 15 more years will pass, and maybe I'll hear from Mr. Memphis again, because he does reach out to me every couple years. He does try to do this every couple years, but it's just like this time, like, he came harder with the marriage and stuff like that, because he was like, "Oh, are you gonna marry me? You gonna marry me? If I come there, are you gonna marry me?" And it's like, I just was like, we'll see what happens, because I didn't want to commit to something like that and make him think that he could come here and just move in with me. You can't move in with me. Like, you have to go get your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't work out like that. I just don't feel. I'm not saying that that's not something I would do. I just didn't feel it like that for him, and I just don't understand why he thought that I was going to just get married to him in 2 weeks. And when I told him that he was judgmental, he got upset. So I just wanted to know from you guys, like, what's, I guess what y'all trying to say is that he's emotionally unstable. Yeah, emotionally unstable. That's what it is. So this is what I ain't gonna say I've been dealing with, because I've been dealing with my job. But this is just two story times about some couple of shit, some things that has happened over the past couple months. In 2 years, he definitely snitched. That nigga was probably in protection custody the whole bit. Child, well, he's saying it like he the hero. He done changed the whole story around. But that's some tea I never get. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna get the truth, because he been lying for so long, and I happen to, catch that dirt. And I don't know why that ended up coming out, because even and listen, I already know I'm not going crazy because I asked my mom, I said, Mom, you remember when Mr. Memphis had told us? Because he told me and my mama, like, I told my mama too, when he told us what he did and shit like that. And after everything was said and done, he told us that's how much time that he had spent. So I don't know how we got from 10 years to 2 years, y'all. Mm-mm. And so that's the damn tea, y'all. And this is gonna be my video. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, if I'm gonna keep this one up or if I'm put it on private. Cause this is just kind of like a this live is just kind of like if you catch it, then you catch it. If you don't, then you don't. I might have to this one got a lot of tea in it and shit like that. So I'm probably gonna have to put this on private. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to the pastor and stuff like that, that's just a real messy situation. And I'm not really sure how far that's going to go, you guys. I definitely think that with the pastor, I definitely think he needs to be a little bit more careful and he needs to like start to watch how he treats people. Like, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one, definitely gonna put this one on private. Probably was. I would have to look up his name. But I told my old girl don't look up his name. Cause I told the same shit that I'm telling y'all right now. I already talked to my old girl about it. Like, we could go look his shit up, but we just don't want to. I just don't want to because like it's not really worth it to me. Like I don't live in the same state as him or whatever. And obviously I'm not a woman that he could take anyway, because the moment that I tell him that he's judgmental, his feelings all hurt and his motherfucking panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you can't take me being honest with you, then I can't, how are we gonna even be friends? How are we gonna even be friends? Especially if you saying shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you that, okay, you're saying this in reference to conversations with my family member or while we're having conversations about my family members. And these are the type of words that you're using. This is the type of conversation that you're having. And I don't like it. So if I can't come to you and tell you, you know what I'm saying, that I don't like something, if I can't come to you wholeheartedly and be honest with you, like, you don't belong in my life. And I just don't understand that, like, what kind of man is like that? He should be able to take it, but he seems very, very much sensitive. So I'm sitting here thinking, damn, did I come off on him that hard to where his feelings are actually hurt to where, you know what I'm saying, he got ghosts? I don't think so. I don't think he like that, boo. I don't think he like that. Cause he's still, one thing about him, he's got some other good qualities, but I don't definitely don't think he's that. No, no. Whatever he did though, whatever he did, he definitely didn't serve a whole lot of time for, or he made it seem like it's worse than it was. Hold on, no, mm-mm. Definitely, but he did was telling me about like shit. Now y'all making me wanna actually go look the shit up now, because I could do it. I just wasn't really interested in it because he's not gonna be in my life like that. So now, oh shit, I might have y'all making me think. Scarlett, you making me think because now I might have to go look the shit up and do a motherfucking part 3. So now we might have to actually find out what the fuck went on that you only did the 2 years. I might have to send out text out tomorrow because now I'm gonna be thinking like, okay, what the bitch did. He did say that. He said that he said we were having a conversation and he started to bring that up. And it's like I've heard other people say that, but it's like I don't know. I just found that strange. Well, I mean, He got upset with me because of my opinion. So definitely something went wrong. I definitely touched a nerve. I definitely touched a nerve with him. So whatever it is that I said, I had to say something that really possibly was true and that struck a chord, and to the point where, you know what I'm saying, he don't want to talk to me anymore. You right, because well, I have an uncle that did 10 in there for that. He said he only did 2. So that story motherfucking crumbled before my eyes. And so when I was in the bathroom and I was on the phone with him and he told me, the shit just crumbled right before my eyes. And I feel like that's when, you know, maybe he started to change, because I mean, maybe there's some things about his story that's not true. He not in the same state with me, girl. He in a whole nother state. Hold on. And he already know what time it is over here. He know that, you know, a lot of my families are work for the police office. He know that. You know, I got siblings that work for the police office. He know my family is down heavy like that. So I ain't gonna have no problems with him. If that was the case, that would have happened a long time ago. But he already know what his he is around here. If you anything that happened, a bitch, you going to jail, bitch, you gonna get arrested. So you need to just chill the fucks out. You gonna get arrested because my mama know all about you. My mama know all about him. My mama know his first and last name. She know exactly where he at. And that, like I told y'all, that's them people. So play with it if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it though. So, and then I've never been I don't know, y'all really making me think a lot. This is actually a good story time to have, because now that I'm starting to think about it more, his story that he told on YouTube, it really don't sound right. But I'm never really gonna get the rest of the tea or whatever, because I'm avoiding him from here on out. So this, I'm gonna have to actually close this story time all the way out. Now I'm not gonna look up nothing on him. Like I put that last video on private and shit like that. I'm probably end up gonna I'm gonna put this one on private too. I think I should just let that ride and shit like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's just something just struck in my spirit, and I was like, you know what, you need to tell him, like, this not cool. So I guess what I'm trying to express to y'all is that for whatever reason, I've been in a hard place where I have really had to tell people the fucking truth and have them not like me for it afterwards. Sounds it's something wrong with it, because we don't went, for all I know, y'all, is we went from 10 years to 2 years. Now I can't remember in the story whether the other boy had a gun, but then I ain't gonna go back and listen to the shit. Hold on. Because I'm trying to think in the story if he said that the other boy had a gun too, and he had a gun and he shot first. Is that what he said? Do anybody remember? I don't fucking remember. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Because could that be a reason too? If it was like self defense, right? If he claimed self defense and was able to prove self defense, then that changed the whole situation around. That changes things. Hold on. Ooh, where is it at? You missed that live? I think it was in the it was a while back. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to see if I could find it. Cause if it was self-defense, then that would explain a lot. And I think that's the part of the story that I'm missing. I think he claimed self-defense on that. Oh, here it is right here. I wonder if I could play it from here. Can I play it from here? Wait, hold on. I was saying that whenever you come back down to Memphis, hold on. Wait. Okay, no, he talking about some other shit. But okay, so I just really wanted to go over that part because I do think like I definitely want to commend you. I don't commended the bitch. Hold on. I mean, you say that. I'm just saying that because you walking in your. You know what? I don't even think I got the whole damn story. Hold on. So what are you actually working right now? At the location in Friday night. What up? To my girls on YouTube, to the people and tell them like what you've been through in the world. Okay, let me see if I can find it, y'all. Oh, okay. It's legit. It's legit. Facts, right? Okay, wait. Maybe this is it. Straight facts and you don't have to worry about no discrepancies with no victims parents or nothing like that because remember a couple of months ago you got that in news with his mom. Right, you was telling me about that. Okay, get to it. So he never told the story, y'all. It's something that I love you to use for somebody's that you would like people to get from your. Oh. But the guy was not a killer. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was an average person that just so happened to went through something and God picked him up. Oh, okay. So you know what? So now with me listening to it over again, what I'm finding is that he actually didn't tell exactly what the fuck happened on that day. That's what I'm finding. So actually, I didn't get the tea that I needed to get from him because he didn't go like I would have. Now that I'm thinking about it over again, I told you guys the story based on what he had told me before. But on live, what should have happened is I should have had him go through that day step by step. That's what I should have had him do and see if he could do it. But now that I'm re-listening to it, he never did say exactly what the fuck happened. But at the same time, I was leading him with the questions. Hold up. Everything, but it looked like he lost everything at the same time. If I was talking to the girls. Oh yeah. So I kind of like did that on purpose. Oh wait, hold up. Okay, so yeah, this is bullshit. He never actually said what the fuck happened on the damn thing. So I'm just going off of what I remember that he told me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's all very interesting, but it's over and shit like that. And I'm gonna leave that fucking video on private and move on, y'all. So what's up? What's going on? I'm just like, I'm blown away. So you know what? I do kind of wish I would have made him go back and like say everything from the beginning. Maybe see that's what I'm saying. But we don't know because I did lead him with the questions on purpose because I wanted the video to be a certain way. It was supposed to be a story of inspiration. But the next time I do something like that and I get somebody who did something fucked up, I'm gonna have to do like the reporters do and ask them to motherfucking take us back to that day and tell us exactly what they did. I think that'll be interesting. So that's what we're gonna do the next time, guys. So next time I do it, I ain't gonna fuck up. Okay. That was my first interview with someone who had did a crime of that caliber. Okay. If I do another one like that impromptu, we definitely gonna have to go back to the day of the crime. So I learned a lot out of this. Hold on. So we'll see what the future brings. So guys, you know what? Okay, look, I ain't gonna keep y'all any longer. It's already been like an hour and 40 minutes. I'm finna get my behind up off of here. I I hope you guys had fun and had a lot of kikis or whatever. Definitely like the video. Okay. Share the video and I'll be back, you guys. Bye.